talk back on for the whole time, didn't I? That's why you were hearing double. I left talk back on. It's my mistake. So anything that was bad is probably completely my fault. Suits you, okay. You want another 30 seconds? Why won't you let me undo what I just did? Looks good, doesn't it? It is early. Nathan is making breakfast, so I thought I would do a walk around the kit, seeing as no sounds are going to be made just yet. I should probably make it a bit easier to see in here though. It says turning on the massive light and nothing really changing. Cool. So during this session we're doing a few things that are normal, a few things that are different. Excuse me looking absolutely exhausted. I've been sleeping up on the mezzanine and last night was horrifically noisy because of the weather. So this is I think it's a Tamastar Classic. It's a Boobinger, which is cool. We're using a Abe Cunningham snare. So it's apparently it's quite rare. It sounds cool. We had to try a few different heads to get out of it what I wanted. We tried one of the red hydraulics first, but we've ended up with an Evans heavyweight. So we've gone with Shure Beta 57. Actually backed off quite a bit more than usual. It was just so, when it was really close, it was bottoming out. We have this JZ microphone on the port, which sounds horrible on its own, but in the combination it sounds great. And then we have a C414 underneath, which is cool. So that sounds really good today. I haven't had a opportunity to try that combination of things before, but it's cool. C414 BULS on toms, EQ'd on the desk. We'll get to the desk setup in a minute. I don't usually use muting, but this floor tom's ended up so low that we've needed to do that. What else are we playing with today? I don't think we can actually see inside the kick too well. I'm gonna have to sit on the floor. We've got that's a Beta 91, and then on the stand somewhere in there is an old AKG D12, I think. We've got Neumann KMs on spot mics, along with my modded Octavas, and then the overheads are the Rode TF5s. And the first set of room mics, we've got a pair of the Rode ribbon mics in Blumline, which I think sounds really cool. And then at the back of the room, we are working with some, I think these are just some kind of U47 clone in Omni, firing off the back wall. Where's the other one? All the way down there. So, yeah, the feel of the kit is a bit different. It's really, I don't know, together. It's really cool. I guess the easiest way to describe it is, this is how the kit sounds this week in here, off the desk. Maybe we should go through and solo each set of mics actually. So this is what the Rhodes sound like. And then the U47 type things at the back of the room sound like this. And in combination, so it's a room. But each time I come here, I try and approach the room a little bit differently, try different things, or try different microphones in the same configuration, trying to make sure things just don't get stale. Should we go take a look at the desk? Okay, and this is, well, I'll show you. This is the control room here at Middle Farm at the moment. Trident desk, ferrofish converters, loads of outboard, quested monitors. It's sick. Sounds great. I'm gonna sneeze. Yep, sneezed. So at the moment, with how everything is patched from the live room to here, we're running all the channels through the desk. Not for any other particular reason other than, for me, the playing with different preamps maybe in the rack or something is less important than having the option to play with and manipulate the sort of signal with EQ. We've got everything up on the desk here. We're not doing a huge amount of EQ, I don't think, but there's some moves going on. What's that one? That's he says doing plus 15 dB at 2K on the kick. So everything's gain staged and brought in on the desk. It'll go down into Pro Tools. We also have a few bits and pieces on the shells. So we have these DBX 160As on kick in and on snare. And then we've got some 560As on the toms. And that's all the compression that's going on, I think. Are we doing any other compression, Nath? No. We are? We're not. Oh, we've got a SSL style thing on the far room mics, the U47s, but that's everything. So now all that's left to do is to go through the rest of the kit setup, I suppose. Double check the tuning again after breakfast and after we've eaten. Wait for the guys to wake up. Double check that none of the outboard and none of the desk has moved in terms of the faders haven't been nudged, and then we get back to it. Yesterday after setting up, we got the first song down pretty easily. Had a few hiccups with getting stuff set up for vocals, but that was more sort of technology issues rather than vocalist stuff, so it should be okay. We're on track to get everything done within 72 hours and have a happy engineer and a happy band. We'll just see how it goes. You're going to get way more emphasis behind it, I think, if you do it like that, and it's going to be a bit more enjoyable for you too. Nice. That's cool. I like it. You okay? Yeah. So one of the hardest things to manage when you're in a studio environment like this is getting used to a new set of speakers really quickly. Especially when you're coming to a space that you've not been to before, you've seen a lot about. Finding your home as fast as possible so that you know what you're doing is important. So for the first few times when I was coming to Middle Farm and I wasn't used to the space here, I would bring a print of like some Superior drummer samples or something that was a really good indication of a good starting point. I'd load up those samples on the speakers, and then I would then compare where I was with the live kit to those. And that's the quickest way that I would attune my ears to the environment. So that would be my advice to you, is to bring a reference that isn't a mix, and something that is a reference of really good raw sounds, so that you can get your ears dialed in as quickly as possible. The other thing to contend with here is you're on a time limit. You have to get the amount of music that you have agreed to do done in the amount of time that you've got booked. So as the producer, it's your responsibility to manage not just the expectations of everyone, but also their energy levels, ensure that they are performing at as well as they can do, but also ensuring that when you're pushing them, you're going to give them the opportunity to eat, refeed, get back to normal, and have the opportunity to recover, because you're not just here for one day where you can sort of blast it, you're here for multiple days where you need to be able to keep that performance consistent and sustain it. Especially when you're looking at something like doing a record over a number of days. It's the same thing that vocalists have to do when they're on tour. They have to be considerate about what they're asking of themselves and what they've got to do next. So we've already got one song done. Based upon how well yesterday went, I think we can get the other 3 done, and then we can move on to focusing on reamping the guitars and getting Megan's vocals down and getting everything edited and done. So I think we will do it, but we will need for everything to be as smooth as it can be. Otherwise, if there's any hiccups, we're going to have some late nights and it's going to be a bit of a grind. And my aim is to try and make it so that it's doable without getting to that stage of asking so much from yourself that you cause yourself damage. All right. Once Jay's done, we're going to get tracking. Catch you in a bit. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Oh, I see. So we've just finished setting up and doing some Foley, like jumping around and playing big kick drums and stuff. That's really percussive. That sounds really good. I managed to set up and add some top lines on piano. Yeah, jazz, jazz, jazz. Now it's on to reamping and getting the record sorted whilst the guys do vocals. Oh yeah, we also managed to play the fire extinguisher. It's the safety pin in. That's in there now. So, small goals. That's jazz, that's also jazz, jazz. Go full muse. Full muse. It's not excessive, is it, having an octave? Time I hear guitars that are this low, I always think about like the cabling that holds up bridges and what that would sound like going through a guitar amp, or like dragging concrete across a shipping yard. What's happened today? We got through all the drums, did overdubs. This is loud, isn't it? I'll move to a different room. Come with me. Off he goes. It's going to be really yellow, isn't it? Yeah, but at least it won't be so bad. Yeah, so we got all the drums done. Started making a start with trying out sampling, like finding stuff to sample before Adam turns up tomorrow to do the sampling with me, which is cool. That's for a project that I'm working on. Maybe you'll see it get released at some point, but knowing me, it'll take a little while. Megan and Nathan are still writing vocals. That seems to have been the trickiest part so far. Everything was demoed out beforehand, but I'm kind of being a bit more picky than I thought I would have been, and we're kind of just having to revise everything and take it at a different pace. And this is something that happens when writing vocals or writing a record in general. It's just part of it. So I don't know if we're going to be able to finish everything that we set out to finish within 72 hours, which is a shame, but it's, you know, part of the process. Nathan gets to learn, and probably won't happen next time. They'll know what to... It's not about coming better prepared, it's just how things work out and how to write. So, it's okay. Excuse me being extremely tired. I've been getting up at 6 AM and we've been working till, I don't know, 7, 8 o'clock, and then going to sleep at whatever time. So that's just how it goes when we're here at the studio. Realised that the Quad Cortex actually is coming more useful as this sort of outboard effects processor beyond just being an amp thing. So that's cool. So I've been using the Cortex quite a lot, especially for I printed some effect parts for drums and stuff with delay and reverb and like tape wobble, and that's all through the Cortex run through plugins. So that's been really nice to print down. And typically if I can try and get it done outside of the box and get it done during the recording session, I prefer to print it and commit in place so that I don't have to remember plugin chains or anything like that for when I get home. It's just a lot more clean for me to try and get everything done on the way in. So that includes trying to EQ the source sounds that we're tracking with drums as close to the final shape as possible, lead permitting. The preference is to try and get it final on the way in if possible, but that's been today. Intense. And I'm tired. Apologies. Cracking on. Okay, so I said cracking on, but I'm back home now and I forgot to film an end to the video. So this is the end. The session went well, vocals didn't get finished, and we're still working on it. I hope you enjoyed a longer form video. My TV's still on, great. Thought it'd be pretty cool to show what life is like in the studio, working methodically through a record. So, did that. Nice hair, mate. Anyway, this is the end of the video. So, where am I supposed to be looking? Here, cool. This is the end. All right, until next time. Don't be a dick, and remember to finish all your videos with footage that happened at the same session, so you don't have to do this ever again. Okay, bye.